Bottom right of the map starts our third Protoss player. He's starting for Team MVP. He won against Happy. He's up against another Terran now. Can he win? He is.
MVP finale.
Here we have him in the white jersey today.
Rocking that Black Widow keyboard.
To the top left, his opponent. It is the Terran player for Team Startail.
Startail Sparta.
Not so fortunate. Currently down a game in the group. Finds himself tied with last place. Well, I guess Terminator's now further below him with 0-2, but that could change. Now, will Sparta take gas? Ohana is a map we have seen a lot of players go for these siege tank pushes on.
Yep.
But I think Sparta is actually going to play this one straight up. He hasn't taken his gas yet. You can see that neither of these players have played a lot on Ohana. The only one being Finale and only played one game.
Finale in the first round of Code A had to face Jadong. Won against the Casper Zerg player without losing a map. But then in the second round, he met a Startail player, which is kind of funny as he's now facing Sparta. It was Hack, and Hack, of course, is known for his really good Terran versus Protoss. Hack did not drop a map against Finale, but today the Protoss player for Team MVP looks really strong in this matchup, at least so far.
Yeah, I remember that game that you're talking about, in fact. I remember he seemed a little bit off. He couldn't quite hit his pylons the way he should have been, and maybe he was nervous or something like that. Now, Sparta, not only did you guys see that he has that stat up there where he's 0% against Protoss, but you mentioned earlier he's actually 8% if you look at his all-time stats. And he already lost to another Protoss today, so it's even worse.
That's probably like 7.
Yeah, it's probably like 6, somewhere between 6 and 8.
Really? Is that so?
Well, I mean, it could be like 6.28, or it could be like 7.3.
Okay, guys, Wolf is an awesome detective. If Detective Wolf is on the case, you know that's gonna be solved, but I'm sorry, dude, but you really suck at math.
It's gonna be between 6 and 8.
Detective Wolf. He had 8% win ratio against Terran. Now he lost another game. Is his win ratio still below 8? Let me think
But also
about that.
higher than 6.
Yeah?
Between 6 and 8, I think.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
But you're not sure, are
I'm
you?
pretty sure.
It could be between 6 and 9.
It could. Well, this is a pretty lucky moment. Normally, you don't get to catch that eBay block so fast.
Yeah, that was actually really cool, especially since he didn't really attack it with the Zealot that he built.
But look at how annoying it is still!
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Cancel in the last second, that was a good cancel.
That was a really good cancel. Nicely done by Sparta, who's now going into triple barracks follow-up with the gas taken.
You know, Sparta loses the entire group, doesn't win a game, but then he goes home like, guys, did you see that sick cancel? The shot of the Stalker was already, fire was flying. I canceled that last seconds. Was that awesome or was that awesome? Everyone else, but yeah, dude, you are 0-5 in the group. And he's like, I don't care.
Did you, by the way, so what the stat was Sparta on before? 1 and 13?
You really want to calculate that
I
right
want to
now?
know.
Okay, let me see.
It's 1 and 13, right? Now it's 1 and 14.
Do you have your calculator?
I have it.
Okay. So Sparta earlier, I had him on a score of 1 and 12. Now he is 1 to 18, 1 to 13.
1 and 13. Yeah, 7.6, 7.7 if you round up.
Yeah.
So
below 8.
Somewhere between 6 and 8.
Oh god.
I don't like to make exact statements. I like to make broad generalizations that may lead to the correct answer. I just gave everyone a clue.
If I knew what Dreisatz translates to in English, I would teach you. Well, Finale right now with a double forge, also with the additional gateways, where Sparta is playing it with the expansion here. We don't have a one-base play, as you of course could already see earlier. So this time we will see him again with a bit of a macro game. Ohana is a map where you can go for this one-base push. A lot of players choose, but he doesn't do it. We have Stim started roughly at the 7-minute mark, also trying to play a little bit more aggressive. We have him with a lot of Marines on the map. Not a lot of tech, but really a lot of bio forces that are now just trying to take those 2 Zelnaga watchtowers.
Well, that Stalker was really stressed out trying to decide if he wanted to buy Pokemon Blue version or Pokemon Red version, and that's when Sparta came in and took him out with those Marines. So that's a free win there, getting that Stalker. Not a free win in this game, just a very free small victory in this game. Now, the Robo was very late for Finale. We talked about this already. He got the double forges first, so this makes him a little bit vulnerable in some ways, but in other ways, his upgrades are going to be stellar. He's going to have an insanely fast upgrade advantage over his opponent. With good chrono boosting, not only is he going to have 1-1 before his opponent even has just regular +1, but he should be able to have 2-2 before it's 1-1 as well.
Those upgrades are really scary for Sparta now. I mean, he doesn't know about it, but still, as soon as he spots that, with the Twilight Council coming up and everything, Finale is on his... is basically on his road to victory. If he's able to buy himself some time until he has the perfect upgrades and then forces the timing, it would be awesome. But I still feel that a lot of players in this matchup, especially the Protoss, don't really hit their timings well. Creator is one of the only ones who really starts an attack as soon as the upgrades are finished. Quite often you see the upgrades finish and then the Protoss player moves out too late, loses time, which gives the Terran player an opportunity to catch up. Creator is one of the few Protoss that will really move out when he sees, okay, I need like 10 seconds to cross the map or to arrive my own opponent's doorsteps. My upgrades are nearly done. I scouted ahead. I know about his positioning. He's not going to catch me off guard. And as soon as I move out right now, I will hit when my upgrades are done and can attack and capitalize on it. So I would really see this, I would love to see this a little bit more often. With small timing attacks or early timing attacks, you see it more often, but in the late game, it's not that common.
Yeah, you're right. In fact, we'll see what Finale wants to do with this. He may... Well, he's destroying these rocks now, which indicates he wants to take a third base. But he may try to be aggressive with 2-2, knowing he's probably going to have that over his opponent. We'll see how fast he hits 2-2. His 1-1 just finished. He has the resources for +2 armor in just a few seconds. He doesn't have them yet. But now he's got 175, and he starts a Templar instead, actually. He's not going to get 2-2 right away. But getting that Templar out will be useful against pressure like this that we're seeing from Sparta.
He gathers the energy for the Templar, whereas Storm is halfway done, but as soon as the upgrade is available, those two Templar will definitely be able to do a lot of damage and help him to control the choke point, which is so important now. Also the charge upgrade. He's trying to buy himself a bit more time. He needs also... Does he have an observer in position to see the drop? Not really. He only has the one pylon over there. +2 has now been started.
That pylon goes down.
Yeah, a little bit later than he could have started these upgrades, so he will still have a big advantage over his opponent, of course, but it's not going to be as huge as it could have been.
With Chrono Boost here, he could have 2-2 before Sparta has 1-1.
The thing is that the Templar make just perfect sense, because what good are the two upgrades to doing you if you die before they are finished, but if you have two Templar with the energy available as soon as your Storm upgrade hit, you can defend against your opponent's Bio Army. And Sparta goes for a lot of Marines here, so it makes perfect sense for him to play it a little bit more defensive at this point. If you're too greedy, you're just gonna lose the game. Bottom left, now the third base started for Sparta, for Finale, something that Sparta has scouted with their factory. Mirvis Reactor, and here comes a Doom Drop right into the Zealots. No, not gonna happen. Yeah, he's trying it. He's actually going for it.
Yeah, he wants to go for it. And I don't think this is actually a good choice.
Well, the army was a bit out of position for Finale. He was just walking down the ramp, so the storms are good, and he hits a few additional feedbacks. But yeah, the resources lost here, I think in the end, evened out.
Yep, he's going to try to go for it again now. I like this one a little bit better because he's going into the third base at the same time this time. And he's not going to be able to get the third base. He's going to be able to trade okay on the main base. He's actually struggling to micro both forces at the same time, though, and that's really important. If you can't do that, or at least do one really well, then you lose both armies without getting a lot accomplished. Look at that. He sends a second squad to drop in. That's really interesting. He rallies those units right into the medevacs and is going to drop again.
The third base is still going strong at the bottom left, though. We have triple pro production now. Also the Robotic Spay, his additional tech, now that he already has Storm, going for mass area of effect, what you want to do against Terran. And of course Sparta is reacting with Ghosts, which is kind of a must-have as soon as you are facing High Templar. You need to snipe them, you need to use the EMPs. And +2/+2 for Finale is now done. He has this upgrade advantage, not using it right now. There's no attack plan, but another drop in the main base. It's actually a major attack here.
And he doesn't expect it, I feel. Storm will hit the medevacs, and they both do go down. The Forges are going to be lost, though. He has no way of defending them. I think he's going to lose both.
Yeah, he's going to lose both, and at the same time, another attack is headed to the third base, which is defended by a lot of gateway units for Finale, but he's struggling in this main base. Those units are still trying to do as much damage as possible. If he starts to focus on tropes, that's a bit too late, but he's dropping again.
Yep.
Sparta with such a multitasking here, I really like it. He's everywhere.
He's just going to make sure he doesn't overextend himself.
Yeah.
He's going to lose a lot of units here, and Finale actually, surprisingly so, is not ready with the Stalkers on the right side to catch that drop on its retreat.
Look at the supply. Finale is taking Elite, and he still has 1,300 minerals.
Yeah, he needs to get that that production going. This is what we talked about what he did on the last time he played on this map that we saw. He just struggled to keep up with his production. In that case, he was missing a lot of pylons, but here he's so worried about his micro because Sparta is testing his multitasking. He just made 6 gateways.
And the thing is that Finale actually doesn't even hit his chrono boost. He has to deal with a lot, of course. This is a really stressful moment in the game for him. There are so many things happening at the same time that it's quite difficult for him to keep up. Of course, that, well, demanding the chrono boost to be used as well is demanding perfection here. But especially for his extended thermal lance upgrade, it would do him so much good. These drops dying is a big problem for Sparta, on the other hand. I love how Sparta always tries to go into the main base and attack at the third. But so far, the damage that he was about to deal to his opponent did not make up for all the resources that he lost. He lost so many drop ships and the units in there.
Killing the forges was the only real thing he's accomplished with these drops. I mean, he's traded okay with a lot of them, but a lot of them he did not.
And he killed 3 harvesters over the course of this game.
Yeah, only 3.
This already shows that, yeah, he could kill a few units, but he lost so much, did not take down the economy of his opponent. And in regards to tech, you're right, Wolf, he only killed those forges and delayed the upgrades. But even with the delay, +3/+3 is faster for Finale than it is for Sparta.
Yeah, and that's what could decide this game. You know what else is happening here, though, for Sparta that we haven't talked about too much is he already has 7 ghosts out on the map. That's going to be great against the Templar he faces. The Colossus switch is going to be something that he's already starting to work on. He's getting +1 for his ships, but he needs to actually make ships before he can make that work. And there's a lift here on the 4th base. It's a little bit too exposed. This triple drop, though, is completely uncontested. He is going to get those pylons. And Finale may actually have to go for an elimination race of some kind here.
Right now, Finale is looking at a very strong army. Those ghosts have to be a bit more careful. They didn't do anything at all. The ghosts all die. Wow, 1 EMP. That's all that he gets off. The drop in the main base at the bottom right, that's finally something that he can use to do damage. He has another drop ship also at the natural. This is very dangerous for Finale, but in general, well, Finale now is just in too good of a position, I feel.
The Sparta's lost way too many as the army supply is 100 to 58 in Finale's favor. He's got some units coming back home to defend. If this is not microed perfectly by Sparta, he's not going to be able to actually kill the main base, and he's not microing at all. 1 Colossus, he's killing all the units in the main base. GG.
GG, this is it. Sparta loses the game. Finale up against a very, very aggressive style from Sparta. But it didn't do Sparta any good. His attacks were well planned, I feel. The idea was there, but the execution was not good enough. Finale's defense was too strong. He only lost units, he didn't lose economy, he didn't really lose his tech. Those multi-prong attacks of Sparta just could not throw him back. And in the end, Finale just has too much tech, has the better army, and gets into a great position here, takes the game, and is therefore 2-0 in the group.
It's just a really nice defense. But Sparta just kind of threw unit after unit at him. He couldn't capitalize on like he wanted to. If he had gotten the Nexus one time, or if he had gotten the Forges and the Robotic Support Bay, or if he had gotten the Forges earlier, or maybe even unpowered all the gateways at some point where he could have been able to really grow from that, that would have been obviously more useful. But in this case, not able to do too much.
Yep. Well, right now we have another short break, and then we have 3 additional games as usual. Terminator versus MC. I'm not the only one who reads this MC Terminator. That would be like a killer name for a DJ. Hard against Finale, and Happy versus Sparta. These are the next games, so all of them except for Hard versus Finale, 2 mirror matches and 1 Terran versus Protoss. And especially Terminator and Sparta, they really need a win now. They really need a win. If they are 0-3 in the group, they can kiss their chances to go to Goddess goodbye. We're gonna find out after 5 minutes, so guys, stay tuned. We'll see.